How's everybody? I'm still in my bathrobe. Because I can, and it's Friday. Right? Okay. I lose track of my days. I really do. But that's okay. Just means I'm happy and, trucking along. So, this message keeps coming out, you guys. And it's for those of you, again, who are choosing to work on yourselves. This is your message. And a lot of cards came up today, but Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Reed Barron, Goddess Tarot. And then Colette Reed Barron, or Barron Reed, I always get that wrong, her Spirit Animal deck, because I haven't used it in a while. But what I think, thinking here for a minute, a lot of messages. You need to be on your game. You need to be listening to your intuition. You need to be listening to what your gut is telling you. Ears wide open. Because there's some things going on either around you or to you where people are trying to steal your ideas, people are trying to take from you, people are trying to sabotage things, people are just jealous and envious, which are ugly things to have. Some people just trying to get in your way. But Wolf Spirit, one of my favorite, which it's my spirit animal, turn knowledge into wisdom. So, and the number 67, which is the year I was born in. It's even better. Sit back and take a look at the things that the universe is trying to show you. Your answers are right in front of you, and we miss them a lot because we're not paying attention. It's just part of it. Because when you start doing that, you start shining through to other people. And it's going to bring in your justice. But be careful how you say things. Words are very powerful. How do you learn words in school, basically? What did we have? We had spelling tests, right? We learned our words. Now, what can words do? Spells. Spelling, spells. Words are very powerful, so be careful what you say and what you put out there, because it can bring in things maybe that you didn't intend to. Heated emotions, heated things. Take a minute before you speak. And for those of you, well, I can't control my emotions. Yeah, you can. That's one thing in this world that you have control over is you. And when you choose to control yourself and learn how to deal with yourself is when you become more powerful. It's when you let the emotions get the better of you. And now I'm not saying that it doesn't happen once in a while. But if you're engaged in something, take a minute. Tell them you'll be right back. Take a moment to cool off and then come back and have the conversation. Don't attack somebody because you're feeling a certain way. That's not fair. If it has something to do with that person, that's great, but have an adult conversation. It doesn't give you full liberty to go after somebody because you're heated. How you approach people is how they're going to approach you. I used to work with a girl, or lady, I should say, back. I want to say I was in my late 20s, she was in her early 40s, and I got promoted to a similar role that she was in, but she felt I didn't deserve the role because I hadn't been there as long. But I had worked very hard to get where I got in the company, and yes, did I surpass a lot of people that had been there a lot of years? Yeah, because I put in the work, and I showed diligence and perseverance where, they were just passive and wanting to do their thing. But it also had to do with the approach. If you come to people heated and, yelling and screaming and throwing things at them, I don't think, it's going to be a good thing. I would come and ask, please help me understand how you got to something, or the resolution of something, so that I could understand the thought process that they had, and then would talk about what needed to be done or how to handle it. And I got a lot better, responses from employees and people because of the approach that was put into it. And I'm not saying I was perfect every time, but I was kind. I was nice. I wouldn't approach them and, why the hell why do you think you're going to get good response out of people if you come to people that way? It doesn't work out well, and it never has. So watch what you say and how you say it. Words are very powerful. Remember that. Because if you do that, there's going to be a beautiful uncaging. Meaning you're going to come more out of your shell, and you're going to start finding better balance in your world. And the balance is going to come in because you've watched what you said, you've controlled your emotions, you've tried to do better, and you're going to start transforming yourself, and people are going to see the difference in you. Because a lot of them are still going to try and come at you. Smoke and mirrors, trying to play the game, trying to hide things that they did, trying to cover up things that they did, because, again, people say and do things, especially under the influence, that they would never say to you when they're sober because they're scared. Think about that. The smoke and mirrors. And right now, the world is playing into that. A lot of smoke and mirrors. A lot of media stuff that is saying this and showing this and making up stuff to keep you away from what's really going on. A lot of this smoke and mirrors right now going on in the world. A lot of different ways. And it's sad because a lot of people are not seeing what's truly going on behind the scenes. Because they watch the news and the media and they think that's the truth. And it's not. Sing your own song. Start doing for you. Don't worry about everything else. Worry about what's going on with you. Keep your little world good, okay? Because we're right in this, what we call the land in between. We're in between, going from the very bad, evil, controlled crap that we've been dealing with to a better world. But you also got to remember to take some time to rest during this time frame. Because it's when you're in that meditation, and I've said this a lot, is when you hear. And when you take the time to relax and just lay down, even for 20 minutes, and just, some of my favorite times, honestly, because I get the most, answers out of that. Because the truth transcends illusions. The truth will always cover up the illusions that are going on. And when the truth comes out, a lot of people don't like to believe it. But it holds more weight because after seeing all the things that we have seen, and then all of a sudden, us conspiracy theorists or whatever we're called knew long ago, have been saying it, and then it comes out, what are we then? I want to know what we're called then, because I still haven't heard what that is. So for all my fellow conspiracy theorist people out there, more power to you, because once that truth comes out, but this is where you watch your words, though. It's not a, well, I told you so. That's not it. It's not what you do. Because then you're stepping into your ego, and it's about being right. You say, you know what? I wish you would have listened sooner. I wish you would have, heard sooner and believed sooner. But at least you're finally on. And you're finally getting it. You're finally understanding what us crazy people have been trying to tell you. It's how you approach things. It's how you choose to respond to things. It's how you choose to control yourself in tough situations. Let your ego go. Be kind in your responses, because people don't always know what to do with that. And I've learned with certain friends and certain things, and my response is not what they thought it would be from what I say. The old Lori, my response now sometimes will be along the line of, well, what do you mean by that statement? Or are you okay? And it confuses them, because they think then that I'm going to be coming back with a hot response because they came at me hot. And I don't always do that. I don't always mirror, what people say. And a lot of people who are spiritual will say that. Well, I'll mirror you. I'll come at you how you come at me. I don't always do that. I'll walk away, or what did you mean by that comment? Are you okay? What's going on with you? And this I've said a million times. Into me I see. Into me. Go internal. Look at the insides of yourself. What is going on with me that I would make a shitty comment? What's going on with me? And then figure out in your body where you feel it. Again, you're gonna feel it in your body. Because when you start doing that, it's when all the blessings start to come in. And this is when your blessing of happiness with love and relationships and things start to heal and get better. Because you've chose to do the work. And listen to your inners. Because right now, it's a very lucky time for many of us. It's huge manifestation time right now. You can call in anything you want. You gotta be willing to work for it. Can't just sit on the couch and do nothing. But you gotta be willing to work for it. And you gotta learn from the things in your past. You gotta learn to let go of those things. Happened in the past, stays in the past. Live for today. What exciting things do you have to do today? What exciting things do you have, maybe planned for next week? But live in the moment, you guys. Quit worrying about so many things. Quit worrying about what people say. Quit worrying about what other people are doing. When you work on you, stay connected to you. And I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. I struggle sometimes too. It's gotten easier because I do it. It just becomes like anything. The more you put it into your world, the easier it gets. Any job that you've done, the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's just life. It's just how life is. So, I encourage you, watch your words. Watch how you engage with people. Watch the things that you do. And for those of you, I'm hearing it out there, well, why the F do I have to? Well, you know what? What you put out is what you get. So if you want to be that mean old nasty individual and cut everybody down and do whatever, you know what? When I see you coming, I'll run the other way, because I don't want to have to deal with it. And I do that. It's not worth the disruption of peace that I have gotten to in my life to deal with somebody that wants to come at me screaming. I just don't do it anymore. You can call me whatever you want based on that. But at the end of the day, my peace is what is most important. And that's what I've learned. And the more peaceful that I am with myself, the more peaceful I'm going to be with you. So, that is the message for today. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. And maybe I'll be on later after I get, myself together. I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. And I'll see you soon.